What if I told you the man who rang the doorbell wasn't listed on any delivery schedule, yet his face appeared in their baby's monitor, days after they buried the camera? This isn't a story about a lost package, and it's not about a mistake in tracking numbers. It's about a stranger who arrived at 4:42 p.m. on a rainy Wednesday, holding a sealed brown box, and who never officially left the property. The homeowner filed a report. The footage was submitted. The delivery company claimed no such person worked there. And yet, the footage remained, blurry, distorted, but real. The man, the box, the front porch, no one ever opened the package, and weeks later, the baby started waving at the corner of the nursery, even when no one was there. The incident occurred in late October 2021 in a small cul-de-sac neighborhood in Easton, Connecticut. The family involved had moved in only 2 months earlier. Adam Harper, 35, a systems analyst working remotely, his wife, Lila, a full-time mother on maternity leave, and their 6-month-old son, Noah. The house was quiet, still mostly unpacked. Security cameras had just been installed, standard Nest models, covering the front porch, garage, and nursery. Lila had been the one home that Wednesday. She remembered it vividly, not because of what happened, but because of what didn't. The delivery man rang the bell at exactly 4:42 p.m. The footage showed him holding a package addressed to occupant. No name, no return address, just a barcode. He wore a cap, no logo, a dark gray uniform, mismatched shoes, and he never smiled. Lila opened the door, took the box. He said nothing, just nodded and turned away. But he didn't walk back to a truck. In fact, no truck was visible in any footage, no tire tracks on the driveway. After that moment, no one in the house saw the man again. But that night, baby Noah wouldn't stop staring at the corner of his room. The box itself wasn't heavy. No markings except the smudged barcode. Lila set it on the kitchen counter, planning to open it once Noah was asleep. But when Adam returned from the store that evening, he asked, "Who brought this?" Lila replied, "A delivery guy, around 4:40. Why?" Adam frowned. "There's no alert on the driveway cam, just static." They checked the front camera footage together. At 4:41 p.m., it glitched. The screen cut to black and white lines for nearly 11 seconds, then resumed as Lila was already holding the box. The doorbell camera had caught the man, but the footage skipped. Frames dropped around his handoff. His face was vague, not blurry, but somehow unfinished. Even when they paused the footage, his features refused to hold shape. Later that night, Noah refused to sleep. Every time the baby monitor was switched on, a low-frequency hum came through, something like a mechanical growl. It only happened when pointed at the crib. Lila thought it was interference. Adam reset the device. Nothing changed. Then came the whisper, just once. At 2:03 a.m., a male voice, too close to the microphone, said, "Let him look." No one else was in the house. The next morning, Lila contacted the delivery company. There were no records of a scheduled drop-off at their address. No driver had logged a package. No route showed that block. When she described the uniform, dark blue jacket with the company logo stitched sideways, they fell silent. "There's no such uniform in our system." Adam posted a question on a local forum. Someone replied within the hour. "We saw a man like that. He stood across our street last week. Didn't move, didn't blink. Just watch the houses." Lila then checked their old backup cam system, a motion-triggered feed facing the front lawn. It had triggered at 4:36 p.m. Frame by frame, they watched the man walk toward the door, holding the box. But the moment his hand touched the doorknob, He looked straight at the camera, paused, and smiled. The smile was stretched, too wide. His teeth weren't uniform, and his eyes weren't focused on the lens. They were angled, like he was watching something behind it. Then the footage skipped 5 seconds forward. When it resumed, the door was ajar. No one had opened it, and the man was gone. That night, Lila insisted they double-check every lock. Adam slid the deadbolt twice, even taped it, just in case. But at 2:42 a.m., the baby monitor downstairs made a soft clicking sound. Then static. Then silence. Then footsteps. Not baby steps. Heavy. Measured. Like boots on hardwood. Adam froze in bed. Lila whispered, "Did you hear that?" They both tiptoed to the nursery door. Their daughter was asleep. The monitor's red light blinked rapidly, detecting motion. But there was no motion in the room. Only her. Adam ran to the hallway and yanked open the front door. Nothing. No wind. No package. But on the welcome mat, a new box. Unlabeled. No return address. Inside, an old VHS tape, marked only with one word in red ink. Rewatch. They didn't own a VHS player. The next morning, a neighbor rang the bell. "I'm sorry," she said, "but was someone at your house last night?" Adam hesitated. "Why?" "Because from my upstairs window, I saw a man in a delivery uniform standing in your backyard. He wasn't moving. He was just staring into your daughter's room." Adam didn't wait. He drove to the nearest pawn shop and bought an old VCR. That night, once the baby was asleep, he and Lila sat in front of their flickering TV. They inserted the tape. No intro, no music, just grainy footage. It was a static shot, clearly from their own front porch. The camera didn't move, but people did. At first, normal mail carriers, then a man in brown, again and again. Over and over, the same delivery man, identical uniform, identical movements, dropping off nothing. Until the 6th clip. The man walks up, holding a box. He looks directly into the camera, smiles. His eyes are completely black. He lifts a hand and taps on the lens. Tap, tap, tap. Then the screen goes dark. But just before the tape ends, a final frame. An image of their baby's crib, filmed from inside the room, from the closet, and in the corner of the frame, a figure crouching, wearing a brown uniform. There was no label on the tape, no way to know who sent it, or why. Lila burned it the next morning. Adam installed new locks, new cameras. They moved the crib into their bedroom, and yet, the doorbell still rings sometimes, but when they check the porch, no package, just footprints, perfectly aligned, leading toward the door, but never away. Some strangers only come once, some never leave, and sometimes the scariest thing isn't the knock at the door. It's what already got in. If you've ever seen something strange on your door camera, or noticed a package that was never delivered, tell us below. And if you want more unexplained case files like this one, subscribe, comment your theory, and hit the bell so you don't miss what's already inside. Because some stories weren't meant to be delivered.